What's going on, everyone? What's going on?
I can't even see that.
You can't even see that on your camera, though.
Are you just gonna use it?
Are you just gonna use it for like comments or something?
I'm looking to see if we're even actually live. Oh, we are live. All right, cool.
Oh,
Oh,
alrighty.
alrighty.
I hear.
I hear it now.
What do you hear?
I heard static.
I heard static.
Oh.
We are live.
We are
Okay,
live.
perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Let me share this.
Let me share
real
this
quick.
out real quick.
Yeah, you just need to make sure that you need to talk
I'll get a little
very
closer.
close to the
I'll get a
microphone.
little closer.
A little closer.
Lauren Gorslin, hello. Today's features, what is that? Disney Girl, hello. Kimberly, hello.
You didn't change the.
You
thumbnail.
didn't change the thumbnail.
Oh, you know what? I did change it, and then when I exited out of it,
I'll change it back.
I'll change
after,
it back
I guess.
after, I guess.
afterwards.
I just sat here
I just sat here and created
a thumbnail,
a thumbnail
for this video.
and then Josh didn't even use it.
Give me 1 second.
Give me 1 second. I'm just sharing
to social media
because this is a really spur of the moment live stream.
We are bringing
back the podcast. So
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
You didn't change the thumbnail. I'll change it. I'll change it back.
Well, this might not work.
Why?
why?
And everybody can let us know. Yeah, Taylor's echoing quite a bit.
I mean, we used
we
two
used
mics,
two
and it wasn't a
mics and it
problem.
wasn't a problem.
Yeah,
I
know
can't
that.
hear
I
anything.
can't hear anything on my
so I don't know.
headphones, so I don't know.
What is? Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Can you guys still hear us? So welcome back as we try to figure out.
I can't hear.
I can't hear anything on my headphones, so I don't know.
Are we just gonna have to mute when one of us talks? It always is me that is the problem when we do something like this.
It's because you talk so loud.
I mean, I guess I can try and be on my best behavior and talk very quietly. Sorry, just working out the kinks here. Are we just gonna have to mute when one of us talks?
We might.
What? Let me mute mine real quick, and
So one of the most difficult things about this is that we're trying to obviously you guys are great for us to test this on, because when we did the podcast, the echo's definitely not gone. No echo now? I don't think that's right. Can you also touch my screen?
let me mute
Because
mine
I'm
real
not
quick,
in focus.
and
So or maybe I'm just hearing an echo in.
You're probably just hearing it in your headphones.
Obviously, you guys are great.
Because that's what it used to do to me, and it would make it really challenging for me to wear headphones when we did like a podcast or recording or something.
oh, I was muted there for a minute, but
So is there still an echo?
Josh sounds like he's down the hall.
Everybody says Taylor's good, but now Josh.
It's a delayed echo.
Yeah, it's a delayed echo. Yeah, because so we're trying to use 2 different mics, and
We're sitting like across from each other in our office.
So we're using 2 different mics.
No
yeah.
echo.
Yeah, but is there
You're
no echo
good.
because one of us was muted?
Neither one of us are. Oh, sorry, I just hit my mic. Neither one of us are muted right now. How does it sound? No echo anymore. Josh is still down the hall.
How do I sound now? Do I sound like I'm still down? I turned my gain all the way down too.
Josh is very faint. Somebody else is saying it's fine, so it's hard to know.
So I'm also trying to get these microphones to not be so. Now I can hear you both pretty well. All right. Well, let us know if you guys continue to hear an echo. When one of us talks really loudly, you'll probably hear a little bit of an echo.
And when he says one of us, he means me. If we're being honest.
Because I tried to tell Taylor that barely hear Josh. How about now? Go ahead and talk, Taylor.
Can you hear me?
I don't understand how everybody's saying that I'm so, like, my microphone's turned up more than yours.
No, they're saying they can't hear you.
Kimberly's saying just turn your volume up.
It's a little more complicated than just turning the volume up, I
Yeah,
think.
so welcome back to the podcast. Obviously,
Or the listeners can just turn the volume up. Maybe that's what she meant. Sorry.
That sounds good. Josh
Anyway.
is quiet still.
Josh is also whispering, so that might be why you can't hear him very well.
Well, yeah, because I don't want the microphone to. I don't want the microphone to be picking up off of Taylor's microphone. So you might be able to see I have some nice cushioning back here.
It's like foam.
I need to get it all done for the other wall so that we can effectively do this and hopefully not have this issue. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Because I'm just going to.
What?
I just don't know. My microphone is, I don't know. How about now? Do you guys hear me now?
Love the ASMR. I mean, these are microphones you would use for that, so.
I'm just continuously checking.
I'm just going to sit over here and sip on my tea. Like Kermit. Until you're ready. The batteries are going to die in these cameras before we even get started.
We'll just new batteries in.
Do you have batteries in here? Or are you going to have to run to the other room for them? This will eventually get started, actually. But
Well, I appreciate everybody who's here and hanging out with us right now while we.
yeah, figure this out, troubleshoot.
I'm trying to see if it's my microphone.
I don't know.
I don't understand. What is happening? Taylor, you guys are right. Taylor does sound pretty good.
Taylor sounds perfect. Oh, hello. Why is my screen going black? Why does it always do that?
Sure.
System preferences. Energy saver. Never. Okay. We'll change that later.
You guys are troopers. If you guys do about so, I know I'm like really quiet and I'm trying to solve this issue here while we do this. I need Dave Adams here because
He's the
podcast-
troubleshooter.
He's the podcast man.
Yeah.
But if you guys have got questions or whatever, you know, not that I'm trying to get this podcast started because we have the technical stuff not figured out yet, but.
I'm doing ASMR over here, sipping my tea for everybody.
No, well, yours sounds really good, but everybody's right. Mine sounds like I'm like super far away, and I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't understand why. It makes no sense.
How's it sound?
How's it sound now?
Are you wearing 2 sets of headphones?
I am wearing 2 sets of headphones at the moment. Check. 1, 2, 3. All right.
It sounds like Josh's mic is not even on, and they're hearing you through my mic across the
that's what
room.
I'm starting to wonder now.
You can just come sit by me.
No way.
Well, this is fun.
Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2. Checkity check. 1, 2. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, check. 1, 2, 3. No, it's gotta be this microphone. It's so weird.
Maybe.
My microphone's on.
Maybe it's the way you have it, like...
What's your setting at over there?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Can't tell. It's supposed to be this one right here.
My top one was turned... No, my bottom one was turned down, like, the whole way.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
What day is Disney Genie? The 19th.
Cause see, I can see you now picking up on my.
All right, while Josh is figuring this out in the chat here, where should Josh go to try out Disney Genie for the first time? I guess I'll be with him. That would be on Tuesday, I believe. It's coming Tuesday, the 19th. Where should we go? We can obviously park hop, but looks like all the parks are available.
One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
AK, Hollywood Studios. Hollywood. I think Hollywood would be a good one because there's a lot of like top tier attractions there. Let me see if I can get it. Plus, I know everybody's going to have questions about Rise of the Resistance, so I will book Hollywood Studios for Tuesday. And we will go try out Disney Genie on the 19th. Stay tuned. Give you an update how it goes. Let me add it to my calendar real quick. HS Disney Genie. Done. Okay. It's in the calendar. We're going to Hollywood Studios on Tuesday, everybody.
Stop talking for a second.
Yep.
I want to make sure that this is. I was tapping on it. It sounded fine. I love hearing the auto-generated, or seeing the auto-generated CC down here.
What?
Oh, that was a little better.
Oh, our text? There it is. Come back to that.
All right. How about now? Can you guys hear me now?
Now you have an echo, Josh.
Now I have an echo?
Very echoed. Poor Josh.
But
Josh looked over at me earlier today and said, "So you want to do this
podcast?" Where are you guys hearing an
podcast?"
echo though? Because I'm listening to it on YouTube. I'm not hearing an echo.
No, you're good. You're good. That's
No.
better. Let's just
Okay.
go.
All right. Whatever.
Do you remember how the intro is supposed to go for the podcast? Because we haven't done it in such a
No,
long time.
I don't remember any of that stuff. We haven't done this in over a year. What are you talking about?
Welcome back to another episode of The Weekly Breakdown. My name is Taylor.
Will you slide my camera this way a little bit?
Why? What way? This way? You mean the whole thing?
Yeah, just slide.
Jeez, I'm like trying to do the intro. I'm all excited over here. Like this, like there.
Turn it a little bit. Oh, right there. That's fine. You can see a little bit of the cord right there.
It's fine.
Well, I was trying to get it so it wasn't like.
The mic right in your face?
Yeah.
Well, that's just how it's going to have to be.
All right, whatever.
I guess.
All right.
All right. Here
Welcome
we go.
back, everybody, to the Weekly Breakdown podcast. And I don't know.
I will start it because Josh has no idea what's happening. Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Breakdown. We are finally back. My name is Taylor, and my co-host Josh is sipping his water over there.
So formal.
It is formal because this is going to be audio that people can listen to on Podbean or Apple Podcasts or whatever other places you can listen to podcasts on. They can re-listen to it here on YouTube, even though there's going to be a bunch of crazy stuff at the beginning because we were doing all this troubleshooting. But yeah, we are excited to bring the podcast back. Josh, a little while ago this morning, was like, hey, so you want to do the podcast today? We got a lot to talk about. And I was like, you know what? We might as well. We've got 3 weeks here right in a row that we can definitely do the podcast. And if you've watched our Weekly Breakdown podcast before, you know that this is not typically how we do it. We normally pre-record it and then edit it and put a bunch of things over top of it. And it was just super time consuming. And we do not have time to do that like we used to. So we decided we were going to go live today and give you the Weekly Breakdown live. So if you are listening to this on the replay, we're sorry we missed you on the live part, but we are glad that you are listening now.
Because there's nothing better than adding more to your plate when you don't have enough time to do everything that you need to already.
We will explain to you why we don't have enough time to edit a podcast like we used to. But yeah.
Can you turn my ISO up a little bit?
Oh, Josh is getting super picky over here.
I'm a little dark, and you look nice and bright. So
Go one more.
Oh, I can't. See.
1600. Okay.
That's better.
There you go. You look good now. Oh yeah, you were really dark on
I was
there.
dark.
My screen's nice and white, like lighting me though. So
Yeah, I know my screen's
there's
dark.
also that.
So, yeah. Well, welcome back, everybody, and thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and chilling while we figure this I don't know, whatever you want to call this out. The Weekly Breakdown podcast. I'll tell you what, it's been a long time, and I've been really wanting to get back into doing the podcast for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're always like talking about Disney stuff, but it's really nice to be able to just kind of talk about anything and
whatever.
And so really that might be what this podcast is a combination of, is just kind of us obviously like always going to be talking a little bit about Disney, but
Yeah.
Still talking about just kind of whatever, anything and everything that we want to talk about.
Yeah, we've been doing like a lot of little traveling recently, and that's kind of just because of our business that we have, GTR Media. If you don't know, that's our photo and video business. We do literally everything. Our main thing right now has been weddings. We do wedding photography and videography, and then we also we do a lot of senior portrait sessions, a lot of family photo sessions. Literally anything else in between that you can think of, proposals, engagements, all of it. So it's so much fun. It is work. It is Josh's job. It's my job. I do still work full time in addition to everything else that we do. But this does not feel like work. This is so much fun for us. It keeps us really busy. We're busy literally all the time. Like I said, that's why we don't have time to edit the podcast the way we used to for our YouTube channel with a lot of cool clips over top. But that's because these last few weeks and even before that, we've been traveling a lot. So literally the last 3 weekends, we have traveled out of Florida for weddings. We did, where was the first one? First one, we flew into Baltimore, and then the next weekend we flew to Pittsburgh, and then last weekend we flew to Boston. So yeah, it's been a very exciting time.
It has been super crazy. But yeah, I mean, so we're busy people, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just love this. I love this kind of just like format of just being able to just sit here, relax, and talk about anything. Obviously, I wouldn't say that we were ever going to bash Disney by any means.
No.
Oh shoot, I'm just making all kinds of mistakes today. But
He's on the struggle bus over there.
I know. I
I'm
don't
like
think
all energized over here with my Red Bull in my system, and
I don't think I've
sipping
had
my
enough
tea,
coffee
but-
today.
I don't think you
Um,
have. I didn't even see you drink coffee today.
But yeah, I mean, so I'm just glad to have it back. We're gonna try and do it every single week. Might be live, might be pre-recorded, but more than likely it'll just
Probably
be
be
live.
live just because it's
And-
easier to get
and-
on here and do it real
Yeah,
quick.
and I'll just save the audio file
Mm-hmm.
and upload it so that if you do happen to listen to this, you can always go back and listen to it in the car or wherever you might be listening from on the treadmill.
Oh dear.
Which, speaking
I'm
of
gonna
on the
drop this
treadmill,
weird little
I will be running over at the boardwalk tomorrow morning, as long as laziness doesn't take hold of me. So,
I will not let it.
um,
You will go.
so yeah,
will
so
run.
I'll be over there running on the boardwalk. Probably do a 10K tomorrow. So if you're interested
Mm-hmm.
in following along, jumping on the treadmill, or as I always like to say, kick back, relax on your couch or your chair with a cup of coffee, and watch me sweat
Mm-hmm. Josh will
around
be
the
running
boardwalk.
live.
I'll be running live. So I'll make up a little live stream thing later, and
Yeah, share
so
it
it's
out.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh is training for all kinds of races. He's doing Wine and Dine. He's doing the Dopey Challenge in January, and Princess. Have heard
Princess
that?
will be my first.
And that'll be your first Princess.
This will be
real
my first
one.
Well, this will be my first wine and dine too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This is your first official Wine and Dine. You did
Yeah.
Princess Virtual last
Virtually
year,
last
but that's
year.
still not the same.
Yeah, they Dragon Master Foundation just happened to have a extra, like an extra bib. Somebody didn't end up claiming it, so she gave it to me, and
Yeah.
it was cool. I
The
mean,
medals for
you know,
Wine and Dine look awesome.
they do look super cool.
If you haven't
I'm
seen
really
them,
pumped
they're
about
all
that.
like villains themes, so
Yeah.
that's gonna
Yeah.
be really cool. I'm not doing any of those races, but I'm possibly doing the half marathon in January, but we'll see about that.
Frank F asked Joffrey's or Starbucks while we're talking about coffee right now. I'll tell you what. Here's my thing. Yeah, we're always Starbucks people.
Another day, another Starbies.
Oh, don't say that. But
Oh, I already did. That was my post on Instagram today.
But what I will say is that Starbucks on Disney property right now is like, I'm so over it. I'm so over their penny pinching, not like giving anybody, the customer, what they want, right? So I mean, not that the customer should get whatever they want. Let's be honest here. Let me be very clear.
It's just like little things.
It's little things, and let me explain to you the situation right now that I'm having with Starbucks, which is that I just found a new. It's not a new tea, but it's new to me, right? It's called their honey citrus mint tea,
Green tea.
something like that. It's only served hot, and which is great. I will drink it hot, but sometimes I like to have it iced. And believe it or not, any other Starbucks you go to around the country, I would assume, because every other one that I've gone to, this has been an issue. I will get it as a venti because that's the largest hot beverage size that they serve. But I will ask for a Trenta cup of ice because when you pour your liquid into the entire cup full of ice, obviously it's not going to fit if you get a venti ice cup and a venti hot, right? It doesn't fit. So you have to get the next size up, Trenta, right? Not an issue anywhere else. Anywhere else, it's not an issue. But you step on foot on a Disney property, they will not give you a cup of ice.
They will not.
They will not. It's like the most ridiculous, crazy thing. So there is a workaround, right? And the workaround is that they will pour the liquid for you into the cup of ice. I mean,
In the back. Instead of just handing it to you.
I mean, how ridiculous is that? And to top that off is like with the tea, right? A tea has to brew for a while.
yeah.
So I can't just walk away with my tea and then pour it when I'm ready. I now have to wait 4 or 5 minutes for them to brew the tea and then pour it into the ice. It's like, so I'm so over Starbucks. I'm trying to not go to Starbucks on Disney property because it's just
been a struggle for the
crazy.
way Josh likes to order his drink.
crazy.
And like
I
you
don't
used-
even think it's like, I don't even think I'm being like that uppity about it. Like
No, I don't
just-
think
I
so
just want
because
it
when people go to Starbucks, they are very particular about their orders.
yeah.
So like that is what Starbucks is. Like people come up with the craziest orders and they do it. Like no question. So it's just like really weird that they can't just give you a cup of ice, but it is just because of where we are. But yeah, they also don't give you venti cups of ice water in the parks anymore either.
right,
which is
yeah.
unfortunate.
They'll only give you
Regardless if you purchase something or not.
grande or something like that.
Yeah.
And their excuse is always, well, we have a surplus of grande cups.
That is what they told us.
And I'm like, oh, you guys are so full of it. Like it's crazy. So
But anyway, a few other Disney things that I kind of wanted to talk about this week. Well, did you ever post a video from when we went to Ratatouille?
no, I did not.
We
not.
are so behind on videos.
Actually, I've got some really bad news for you about Ratatouille.
Did you lose the video?
Yeah, I think I deleted it all.
Oh,
I think I did.
well, I posted
Because-
the pictures and the pictures were cute.
So, and here's another thing. So, as we start to dive down this road of the Disney things, because I know what Taylor's going to end up talking about here, because our schedules have been so busy, when we get the opportunity to be into the parks, normally it's to do a photo session with a family,
Yeah.
or a proposal, and normally what I've been trying to do, which hasn't been really working because then something else fails, but I'm kind of combining days together. There was a video that I did a couple weeks ago where it was two completely different days. But
No, honey, that was like 3 days.
or maybe
in
it was
one.
something like that.
It was.
But,
I forget which
But
one it
you know,
was.
I don't know how much you guys probably realize that, but you know, we only have so much time in the parks, and then we have to get back, and there's other things we have to do. So the whole kind of concept is I've been combining days together. So we went to do our Ratatouille annual pass holder preview.
Food and wine, cocktails, and a fireworks cruise. That was the one. It
that's
was
right.
literally
Yeah.
like 3
There's
days in a
Three
row.
completely separate days. But I've been trying to put those things together. So when we went and did Ratatouille, we were literally just there for the evening. We rode Ratatouille, and then we
We
left.
got some food and stuff.
We did. We did get a
had
little bit of
dinner.
food. But then I was going to combine that with a Magic Kingdom day because we did some stuff in the morning over at Magic Kingdom, and it just, I don't know. So
Slacker.
tell me about it. And now I shared this with our patrons. I've been trying to do something new that's a little bit easier for us when we go out into the parks to record and get really good audio. And I have now been met with additional issues with that. So I haven't even told Taylor this yet, but our HHN video that hasn't been posted yet.
I saw you pull some stuff up from it the other day.
Yeah, so we were just at HHN with our friends Todd and Debbie, and they're from our first group cruise. They're fantastic people. Life of the party. Lots of drinks.
If you know Todd, that's an understatement.
But basically what I've been doing is I'll take it's called a Tascam recorder that I use for weddings, and I will strap it to my backpack, and then I run the microphone up and I strap that to the strap of my backpack. So basically it's always picking up really good audio, and I don't have to worry about switching our microphone back and forth because as I'm sure you guys have noticed, every so often there are times when we forget to switch the microphone. So it's set directionally, but we're talking behind the camera, so it doesn't pick up our voice. Or we switch it so that it picks up everything. And then, especially for dining reviews, if we switched it like that and then Taylor's across the table and trying to talk, you can barely hear her because it's picking up everything in the atmosphere. So basically, it's just, it's its challenges. And of course, like, we love doing stuff for YouTube. We like making the content. So obviously, we don't want to stop. So I'm just trying to find ways to make the job a little easier for myself. And yet, I'm making it more difficult for myself.
Well, like, people keep asking why we haven't been posting a lot of Disney videos. Like, they're really upset about it, blah, blah, blah. But, like, you may see me posting on our Instagram every single day. That does not mean we are in Disney every single day. I have literally over 50,000 photos on my phone. Just my phone. That does not include all of the photos that we have taken on our cameras that are on the computer that I then send to my phone to post to Instagram. So we are not in the parks like nearly as much as it probably looks like we are. So we're not posting a lot of videos because we just literally are not in the parks. We do have a bunch like backlogged, but like even once we catch up with those, like we just haven't been in the parks a lot lately.
You're good.
Well, I just heard the iPad beeping with the emails. But yeah, so Josh is going to try and do like hopefully a little bit more live streams if he can, like during the week or whatever, like whether it's running or maybe we'll be doing our podcast hopefully. And I told him he needs to be going to the parks a little more often just to do a live stream if we don't have time to edit a video, just to keep giving you guys content, because people are always like, I wish you were posting more. I wish you were posting more. And they're not like mad that we're not posting. They just like, they want to see our videos. And
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is with live streaming now is I wonder, because I have the worst time live streaming, and not too long ago when we did live stream, like we never had that issue, and I kind of wonder now if it's because there are so many people in the parks always trying to live stream, if it is like
Maybe.
I mean, when we were walking around Epcot last night, there was probably 4 or 5 other people who were also live streaming at the same time.
And same thing the night before at Magic Kingdom. Like, there were people literally right all around us live streaming.
So it's crazy. But, I mean, I would love to just be able to continue to make, like, the original videos that we always used to make.
Our
but, like,
B-roll videos.
but,
like, that's our thing.
Here's the thing, though. Like, it takes forever to edit, right? Like, I'm
Yes.
going through our California videos right now, which has a lot of really good B-roll in it. And, you know, especially when you start talking about, like, coloring and different things like that, like, I shoot that all in a profile, so it's all very flat, and I have to add color back to it and grade it and things like that, and it takes a lot of time. So
Somebody said they want to see your face a little bit more, but that's Josh's fault, the way he has his microphone set up literally right up to his mouth instead of like kind of at an angle like mine. So that's why you can see me and you can't see his. I don't know what he did over there on his side of the room. Hey, you can make faces at me all you want. You're on camera so they can see you too.
yeah, they saw those faces that I made at
And
Animal Kingdom Lodge.
yeah.
How was that?
That's
Now
a
you guys
little
can
better.
see me better.
You still can't see the expressions on your face. Like, that's what people want to see, Josh, because they can literally see my full face.
How about this?
You have your thing pulled out really far. Like, look how close mine
I
is.
I see yours. All right. I think it's the angle of my
That's
camera, though.
that's better.
All right, I guess
Ish.
so.
Except you keep leaning into the mic so far,
Well, because I want it to be close to my face,
so that you can whisper like this.
so you can hear me.
I can't hear you when you whisper.
Anyways, yeah. So, anyways, we got sidetracked. Taylor, why don't you tell everybody what you wanted to tell everybody about, like 15 minutes ago?
Well, I was going to talk about a little bit about Ratatouille. So we've
Go for
had
it.
some new things, right? So the 50th anniversary just happened on October 1st. Have we even posted a video since October 1st? No.
No, I don't think we have.
We have
actually.
not.
We've been gone.
Yeah, we've just been gone. Well, we weren't even here for the 50th, so it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
Like, we were traveling to Pittsburgh on the 50th, like on that morning. So we didn't get to go, which is okay because it was a little bit crazy, it seemed like, that day. But anyway, we have the 50th anniversary, so we had the opening of Ratatouille. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, I think is what it's called. And then we also had the opening of Disney Enchantment at Magic Kingdom. And then we had the opening of Harmonious at Epcot. So we'll talk a little bit about all of those because we have finally got to experience all of them. We were fortunate enough to get a pass holder preview for Remy's Ratatouille back in the like mid to end of September. And it was cute. Definitely not my favorite ride in the parks, but it was definitely very family friendly. I think that is kind of great for Epcot because we have like Soarin', which is like more kind of on the thrill ride for people. Like people that that are afraid of heights don't like to ride Soarin'. People that don't like fast rides don't want to ride Test Track because it seems scary. So I think it's kind of great that they added Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I know they have that in Paris already, but a lot of people have never been to Paris before. We have never been to Paris before. So I think it's another great little addition to Epcot, especially because Epcot is pretty much geared towards adults because people think about like eating and drinking around the world. So the adults can have their fun throughout the day and then stop for Frozen and then stop for Remy's Ratatouille. But it's definitely not as thrilling and exciting as Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. It's a little slow.
Well, I mean, again,
but it's cute.
If you haven't gotten to ride it yet, you know, here's the thing. It's designed for kids.
Yeah,
and families.
it's definitely
And I mean,
designed for kids and like
just
little
kind of-
kids.
I mean,
and
just like you
families.
were just saying, I mean, it's 100% designed to draw more families into Epcot. I mean, Epcot has struggled for so many years to keep families in the park, and most of it has just always been mostly adults. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've lost count walking into Epcot and the number of bridal parties, bachelorette parties, getting ready to go into the park, and they are, you know, crushing a couple of White Claws in the back of their
In
van.
the parking lot, we've
or-
seen that more times than we'd like to count.
I mean, it's a place that is it's really it's always been for adults.
Yeah.
So I think they're
I mean, it has.
wanting to try and find some way to get kids and families to stay in there. And Ratatouille, fantastic ride for that. Not for me.
No, like it's not we don't really need to get a boarding pass for it. I would rather go and try and get in line for Frozen.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to pick one of those two, I would rather pick Frozen.
I agree.
But I would also probably rather pick Soarin' or Test Track over either one of those two.
Yeah.
But Frozen is definitely a little more thrilling than Remy's Ratatouille, but we already explained why. But I do like the little area back there. I like the expansion of the France area. I would love to go back there and try the crepes sometime.
Oh, yeah.
The creperie or whatever's back there. Yeah, that seems nice. It was closed the day we did our preview, but
Yeah, which was also kind of, I didn't like that.
sad. We
didn't like
wanted
that.
it to be open. It was open literally for like every other day except for ours.
Yeah.
But we were getting pretty close, I feel like, to the actual opening day, so maybe that was why. But yeah, you'll have to let us know if you've been on Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, what you thought of the attraction. And if you're excited to try it if you haven't yet. But continuing on with 50th anniversary things, we have not seen any of the character cavalcades yet in the parks because we were not there during the day. We were literally, so we went to Steakhouse 71, dining review coming soon.
Yep.
It was really good, and that's all I'm going to tell you. So Steakhouse 71 took over the Wave at the Contemporary. So we went there for dinner. We went at 5 o'clock when it opened for dinner. After dinner, we went to Magic Kingdom. Changed real quick in the bathroom to be all Magic Kingdom-y. And
50th,
then went over to
50th close.
50th close, and then went over to the park. So we were literally in Magic Kingdom. We got there like 7:30ish, and it was probably like 7:15.
I mean, it was somewhere around there.
Yeah,
for sure.
And we stopped right on Main Street, and we waited for the fireworks, which started at 8 o'clock, so we didn't really have to wait long. And yeah, so we saw Disney Enchantment, which Happily Ever After is no more, and Enchantment is. I guess from what I've read, Enchantment's only supposed to be here for 18 months.
Hopefully.
Yeah, fine with that. So I posted a bunch of stories on our Instagram stories. So if you're not following us on Instagram, we're the WDW couple on all social media. I posted a few stories today explaining what I thought about Enchantment and what I thought about Harmonious and kind of like why I liked one over the other one. Well, I'll basically give you that right now. Enchantment at Magic Kingdom is no Happily Ever After, unfortunately.
I mean, and obviously, just with how I always like to, or at least I feel like I always have to say this with our dining reviews, is, take everything that we say with a grain of salt. What we like
obviously
is not necessarily something that you might like, and something you might like is not something that we might like. So, but, talking about Enchantment, right? Fantastic fireworks, super cool projections, all the way up Main Street. Mm-hmm. If you're going to go watch it, take the time to watch it. Try to stand somewhere in Main Street. Don't get right up next to the castle. A lot of people like to get right up into the hub, and you're going to miss the kind of the cool effects that are happening on Main Street buildings.
Well, and this is the first time they've had a fireworks show that has had projections on Main Street at Magic Kingdom. They've done that at Disneyland before, but not here.
I thought they did do a little bit with the other one before Happily Ever After. No. Wasn't there that one that lasted like 15 minutes and lasted like a couple of weeks? When I say 15 minutes, it didn't last that long. Remember, you were like super sad it left.
Celebrate the Magic?
Yeah, they didn't do
that. That was only projections on the castle.
On the castle?
It was not a fireworks show. It was only projections.
Oh, that's right. Okay. But anyways, still really cool with the fireworks. Some good pyrotechnics, but... And I was saying this during the live stream last night while we were walking around Epcot. The whole thing with like Disney fireworks is the music. That's what makes them so great.
Yes.
Is the music, right?
We actually talked to my uncle about this one of like the last times we were home. And like that's what makes fireworks and nighttime spectaculars at Disney so much different than anywhere else. Or like say you live in a small town and the local lake sets off fireworks every year for the 4th of July. Literally all you're seeing is the fireworks. There's no music. There's nothing else. Anybody can do that. But Disney makes it a show. They evoke emotion and everything
sure.
else. People freaking cry their eyes
Yeah.
out when they were watching
And-
Happily Ever After.
And the really good example, I think, is when we went to Topolino and we ate dinner,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we went out into the terrace to watch the fireworks over at Epcot. They did not pipe the music in, and so
Right.
even though if for us we knew what was happening because we've seen Epcot Forever, right? Not that Epcot Forever was a fantastic show, but like we know what was happening. But if you have never seen Epcot Forever, you don't know the music, and you're watching the show for the very first time, and you're standing up there, there's no music being piped in. They're just regular fireworks. Like, there's nothing spectacular about them. There's nothing special about them. They're just lights in the sky. And unfortunately, I kind of feel Enchantment's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they've got music, but there's no good build. There's no emotion. And
There's
I see
no
people
real
saying
story.
and I mean, people are saying that in the chat right now. Enchantment is a good show, but doesn't have the feels that Happily Ever After had. And
Yeah,
100%.
we completely
100%.
agree with that. It just like we've talked about this multiple times since we've seen it because it just like it's almost kind of like annoying that like the projections on Main Street and on the castle are literally awesome by themselves. Like they're so good. They're original art. It's not just if you ever saw Once Upon a Time at Magic Kingdom, which was a projections show after Happily Ever After, it was literally horrible because it was literally projections from the stupid movies just showing up on the castle. Like, hello, anybody can do that. Like, that's why I like to Celebrate the Magic. It was a projection show. It was original projections. It was really cool. Happily Ever After was original projections, obviously with fireworks and music. And this show has really awesome projections. And the music just doesn't do it. Like, And then the fireworks are also really good. Like, I felt like there were a lot more and, like, bigger fireworks during this fireworks show than there were during Happily Ever After, and a lot more colorful. Felt like everything was super bright and super colorful. But
and here's the other thing.
There was no emotion. Nothing
Well, here's the other
tied
thing
the
with the
projections
music.
and fireworks together.
Here's the other thing with the music. If you've watched the live streams, which I'm sure many of you have, probably seen the live streams, correct me if I'm wrong, but it definitely feels like they have slowed the pace of some of that music down.
Oh, yeah,
which
we've
I
talked
think-
about that too.
Which I think kind of takes away from the whole aspect of it, like being a show that really builds up to something,
Yes.
much better. So, yeah. Wow, comments are like coming through like crazy. You guys are awesome.
Yes.
Sorry that we're not reading them as we rant.
No, I do see a
about
comment right
HEA.
here, though, at the bottom, though. It says, Enchantment seemed disjointed. And I completely
flow.
agree with that. Because I feel like the fireworks and the projections could go so well if there was a better song, to bring it all together.
Yeah.
Because basically what it feels like is they had just, like, picked a Disney song, like Moana, for example. They play the song. They do the little section of projections and fireworks. It stops for a second. Everybody claps. And then they go to the next song. Like, why could they not bring it all together a little bit more? Like Happily Ever After kind of all flowed and was like, it was super like smooth and like you didn't know the next song was coming because it just went right into it and was like a perfect transition. And like, this was the biggest thing for me. When Tinkerbell came out during Enchantment, you did not know that Tinkerbell was about to come out.
Yeah.
It just like, there's Tinkerbell
Felt
flying
rushed.
through the
Felt
sky.
rushed, almost like, oh, I missed my cue. Let me just jump out the door.
That's literally what it felt like.
And to be honest, right? I mean, if you've never seen Wishes, if you've never seen Happily Ever After in Magic Kingdom, and you watch this for the first time, you might not know that there's supposed to be any build to Tink coming out, but I think that's a huge. I mean, I get almost goosebumps just thinking about it.
Yes, when you
know?
hear that in Happily Ever After, like, you know something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know something big is coming. You might not know that Tinkerbell's about to fly out, but you know something's about to happen, and you're like waiting for like it builds that anticipation within the music, and then all of a sudden Tinkerbell comes flying out.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll just be around for like 18 months, like it's supposed to be.
Hopefully.
And,
but
it'll be gone.
if you've watched our channel for a while, you know that I don't like to say anything negative, like about anything really.
If anything, yeah. I mean,
but
if anything,
it just is not very good.
usually Taylor's trying to be pretty positive. And
I know. Well, that's why I keep saying, like, the projections
trying
and
to
the
be pretty
fireworks, they
honest.
were, like, by themselves, those two things were very good. The music did a very poor job of pulling it all together.
yeah.
But
all
yeah.
right, well, let's talk about
Let's move to a more positive note.
Andy. I love it. Chapek doesn't like smooth transitions.
Oh.
Definitely not.
No.
So yeah, well, let's talk about Harmonious, because obviously I was live streaming last night over at Epcot,
And then there was no... Josh had no battery and then he had no service.
so listen. Here's the thing, okay? Sometimes I probably need to go see somebody about my brain, because I probably have something going on.
About my brain.
But you know, we left. Donald picked us up, drove us over to Epcot, and if I would have driven, I may have turned around and went back and got the stuff that I needed. But I made it work anyways, right? So I forgot the clip for my phone to begin with.
I did take a picture of it. I
the
forgot
live
to
stream.
post it on the story, though.
And so I basically just did like this. Oh, actually, can you send it to me?
What?
I can just
The
put
picture?
it into Dropbox, and I'll put it up on the screen so
I
people
hate
can see.
Dropbox.
But yeah, so then we try to get Taylor's phone to work because my battery died, and you know, I kind of thought that it was going to last, and it didn't, and then we couldn't get it to download. So what we'll do from now on is just make sure that Taylor's phone has Streamlabs downloaded.
I uploaded a few photos from last night in case you want to use any of those.
And because did you take some photos? Oh yeah, you took some photos on your phone. 'cause
Yeah,
you
give
still
it
had
just a
battery
second.
left.
It's loading.
Yeah. So
There it is.
anyways, yeah, so we were live streaming. We saw Harmonious. If you guys, you got a nice screensaver going on over
Ooh,
there now.
yeah.
And let's see here. I don't see it on there.
What?
Oh, here it is. Oh, it's crooked for some reason. It's really strange. Why is it like that? All right, well, you guys can see it. It's come up on the screen here. It's the wrong angle.
Can't you just rotate it?
I don't know, probably. I'm sure there's some easier way for me to rotate this thing.
Yeah, right there at the top.
No, that just makes it smaller.
Oh.
How do I
It
rotate
looked
this
like-
thing?
it looked-
Anyways, you guys can see it. I'm sure it's up on the
Whatever.
screen but at this point. But I basically
Jerry rigged it.
yeah, like there's Taylor's hair band and a rubber band, and then I went into Creation Shop, and I asked them if I could have some tape, and they insisted on helping me with the tape. It didn't help. So yeah, so there's that whole thing. I've been having I have to write everything down, or I will not forget, or I
will not forget.
I will forget. So, but yeah. So anyways, we saw Harmonious, and
Yeah.
I would be interested to see what everybody else's thoughts are. Now, if you have not actually watched this show in person, reserve your judgment until you watch it in person.
Yep. That's
Okay.
exactly what I said on the Instagram
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, reserve your judgment until you've actually seen this in person. I don't think a live stream really does it much justice.
No.
And, you know, to that extent, I almost kind of am happy that I stopped live streaming beforehand, because I don't think that it would have done it any justice, so to speak. So,
Especially, I saw there was a ton of people there last night trying to live stream and just
Yeah.
take video on their phone and everything else. Though, if you're watching a live stream from a phone, a live stream that's set up to go through a phone, which is like that's how everybody does a live stream, is through their phone, because it's the easiest way.
he did ask if he could help, and I did say yes. But I don't think he was
Oh,
going to let me use the tape
Yeah.
without his assistance.
Sorry. Anyway, but like the quality of Harmonious through a cell phone, does not matter
Yeah.
what kind of cell phone you have, does not do the show justice.
Yeah.
The pictures that I took on my camera barely do Harmonious justice. Like, it is just so, like Spaceship Earth, grand and miraculous.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
It was awesome.
It's a very good
Going up there.
visual show. I guess I could throw up a picture here real quick.
Oh, of us.
So this one is just of us, but you can kind of see, you know, the lights in the background there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually after the show has ended. So
Yes.
that is something to to take note of. I guess I could actually make this a little smaller here. I can cover up this. There's no need for there to be a chat box on the screen when there's already
You set
a
it up
chat.
like that.
I know. I was trying to fill in this like dead space over there. I didn't know what to fill it with. So, but yeah, if you look, basically that is what happens when the show's over. So they'll actually let it play out for a little while, and they open up. If you're watching the live stream where we were at, there's a whole space right there where they do not let anybody in during the show.
It's basically between the two shops at the
Yeah.
entrance to World Showcase, right in the center.
And so we were standing just behind that, and a perfect, really great view straight on. It was awesome. And then basically once the show officially ends, they leave these lights going, and they put the ropes down, and you can go up there and stand next to the railing and take photos. So it's cool. But again, I mean, thoughts. It was amazing. It was such a great show.
Yes, so the fountains were so much better than I expected. I literally, I saw concept art and stuff, but we did not watch anybody's videos or anything of Harmonious because we wanted to see it in person ourselves, because the first night, whenever it went off, people were flipping out on Twitter saying that it was such a letdown and it was awful and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, that's really sad. They've been literally spending years making this show, and now it's going to be this big letdown. No freaking way. So we waited to see it in person, not watch it. We like to experience things ourselves firsthand.
Yeah, if we can.
If we can. And I'm so glad. The fountains, they don't just shoot in one direction the whole entire time.
No, they move.
I was thinking of the Bellagio because we were in Las Vegas over the summer, and there was a picture of Bellagio on my computer. Those fountains can only shoot straight up in the air, and they can go a short height, they can go a lot of height. They can only change the height. They can't change much else. Sometimes they sway them side to side a little bit, but not much else. These fountains, they literally have them programmed to go so many different directions. Literally, the barges don't necessarily move, but the pieces on the barges move around.
Yeah.
And there's parts where they're shooting fireworks out from the ends, and it's whoa, I did not know that was about to happen. Yeah, it was freaking crazy. And with the lasers and the lights and the projections in the water in the middle, you got to make sure you get a good view where you can see the ring in the middle from either the very front or the very back.
Yeah.
Because you've got to see those projections in the center. If we would not have seen those, I might not have enjoyed it as much the first time.
Here's the thing about Harmonious compared to Illuminations, because Illuminations was a fantastic show, but it's been around for forever.
20-some years.
I mean, eventually they were going to have to get rid of it. But the problem when you compare the two of them is that Illuminations you could watch from anywhere. This show you cannot watch from anywhere. This show you have to.
You can. But
you can, but you're not getting the full effect.
shouldn't.
You're not getting to see everything. So you have to be straight on to what everybody is dubbing the Avengers Ring, which if you're looking at the screen here, it's that giant blue circle off to the left-hand side of Taylor's head.
Oh, now I understand.
I'm sorry, what part do you understand now?
The Avengers ring.
Oh my gosh, where have you been? Anyways, so everybody's dubbing that as the Avengers ring. Here's the thing: you have to be straight on looking through the ring to get the full effect of the show.
Yeah.
So if you're off to the side at all and you cannot see that, it does take away from the show a little bit. There are effects and things that happen inside that ring that do make the show, I think, a little bit better.
That's the main screen of
It is.
Harmonious.
Now, the little barges, they're not little, they're large barges that all have screens on them. There are also things that happen where effects go from one screen to the next. So they kind of travel through.
Yeah.
And if you're off to the side, you're not going to see that.
Yeah.
So I do think that was poor design, so to speak. I mean, it's a super cool show. I love it. I think it's a great replacement for Illuminations.
Yeah.
That is the only downside, I think, so far.
Yeah,
it's just that you have to be in those spots, and they do fill up quickly. So either right where we were at, or go to the other side, and you kind of be in the American Adventure, Japanish,
Italy-ish
kind of place, So.
It makes sense though. like why they had the globe with illuminations, because it like circled around. I cannot stand sitting here looking at Josh reading comments because he starts to laugh, and then I get so confused about what I'm even talking about because I'm like, okay, well, what's he laughing about now?
Well, people are also calling it the Stargate, which Taylor wouldn't know what that is either. So
Josh is just gonna get himself in trouble over here.
Avengers Ring is probably the best.
Yeah, I like
thing you're
that
gonna get
better,
for her.
especially now that I understand. Anyway, yeah, see, I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Oh, I understand. Like, it made sense that Illuminations had the globe because the globe spun around in a circle. You could see it from all sides of the lagoon. Josh is continuing to laugh as he checks his phone. But yeah, this ring you can really only see, and it's a water screen. It's not an actual screen. It's like a mist screen, which is actually really cool. Because it's like just so clear. You can only really see it from the front and the back, like Josh said. So maybe they could have designed that differently, but if you get in the right spot, you can see everything perfectly. And if you have time, go see it more than once if you don't get the spot like right in the middle where you'd want to see it from. And you don't have to be like dead center. Like, as long as you can see that center screen from somewhere,
Right.
then you'll be good to go. You don't have to watch it from straight on.
Yeah.
But it is pretty awesome.
Well, the other thing that we didn't talk about too, speaking of that we are at Epcot, is Spaceship Earth.
Well, yeah, I was going to get there. I was just so excited about Harmonious.
Oh, okay.
The other thing, this is what got me. Okay. Our friend Donald really did talk up Harmonious to us. He like kind of like gave us like the lowdown. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I can't help it. Matt is texting me.
Tell Matt, I know you're listening. Stop.
Matt's making fun of my computer glasses that I have to wear. Listen, when you stare at a screen
We stare
all
at
day
computer
long,
screens
you
all the
have to wear
time.
these.
That's why we have these
All right.
glasses on, because we're like constantly
And-
staring at
and
screens.
Matt-
Your battery is low on your camera.
Is it? Okay, well, I'll go get a battery and change it here in a second. And now he's also making fun of me because I'm wearing my Penn State shirt because we lost on Saturday.
Oh.
Don't rub it in, all right? I'm already feeling it. I'm going to go get a battery. I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead and get a battery. I will just tell you real quick about like the music from Harmonious was way better than Enchantment. Harmonious is definitely my new favorite nighttime show. Like, it is literally awesome. We were told that there weren't as many fireworks, which I was okay with, but the fireworks that they do have are perfectly timed to the music and just like fit the show so well and fit the, just the overall Harmonious.
Fine, go ahead.
Josh has got to change his battery in his camera. It's going to die. But yeah, the music is really good. It is the music from the movies. However, they had different vocalists sing all of the songs. And there are some different languages in there. So it's very unique to World Showcase. I know a lot of people were like, I can't believe they're going to bring IPs into Epcot, and that's so stupid. Why would they do that? No, that's actually not stupid. That's, to me, is smart, because Disney is a company. It's all one big company. Like, why would you not bring your own IPs that you own into your parks instead of paying somebody else to use their music or whatever else? Like, use your own stuff.
I think,
and I love it.
I think it's a natural progression for Disney at this point to continuously introduce their IPs into the park. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's
I
going to
wanna
draw
see more of
people in.
that.
I would have. I could say maybe one other thing I may have wanted to change was that maybe the song had maybe a little bit more like unique, like Illuminations. That song, right, did not really have any IP in it. It was IP. Is that correct?
Illuminations?
Yeah.
You can download every song that's in Illuminations individually on Apple Music.
Okay. So I don't know. I mean, I just think that it's a natural progression. If you don't like it, that's what's going to happen at Epcot. I mean, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. You've got
Yeah.
Ratatouille now. Frozen's in there. At some point, they're going to put some ride probably for, I don't know, for somebody somewhere else in the countries.
Well, yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I think, and actually I saw this on Twitter a few weeks ago. Don't get on Diz Twitter because it's a sad,
gosh.
sad place.
Terrible place.
But I got on there not too long ago, and somebody was saying that the problem with Disney people is that Disney fans don't like change.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Which is so ironic because that's literally what Disney is. Like, Walt Disney said that the parks will continue to change and evolve as long as there's imagination. So unless you can come up with some way that there can be no imagination left in the world, these parks are going to continue to change all the time. I know it sucks. We like the nostalgia too. Like, yes, we did not want to see Illuminations go. We didn't want to see Happily Ever After go. But like, Illuminations had been around for like 20 years or so. Like, it was time for a change. I'm glad we have pictures of it. We have video of it.
Yeah.
We can always listen to the soundtrack again on YouTube. Like, you know, so I'm glad that there's something else. I loved the music. I got emotional a few times. The artwork in the projections is
very good,
amazing. Mm-hmm. And I still just can't get over how clear it is on the water screen in the center. Like, it looks really good.
It is.
I love it.
And I love that the arms shoot out the fireworks when they like rotate.
Yes.
When they rotate,
oh my gosh. When it started shooting out the fireworks, I whipped my head over at Donald and was like, no way.
Yeah.
Like, it was awesome.
It's like one of the coolest things. So I think it's a fantastic show.
Yeah. I'm so glad to have it.
Much better than Enchantment, which hopefully will only be for 18 months and then it'll go away.
Harmonious is here to stay.
And maybe Happily Ever After will come back. Maybe it won't. Maybe they'll hopefully create something even better.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to pull up my Enchantment screen. Well, somebody else asked us about. I know we weren't going to talk all about Disney stuff, but somebody was asking about Disney Genie. We only know what we can read online. Okay, right? We did get invited to the media event, but unfortunately we were in Boston, so we didn't get to go. We got all like the information released, but that's pretty much all the stuff that you can read online now. So yeah, we are going to try out Disney Genie on October 19th. I don't know if Josh wants to live stream that or if we're going to make a vlog about it or what we're going to do.
I don't think we'll live stream that.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I did book us park passes for Hollywood Studios for the 19th.
Great. So
yeah,
we're gonna pay extra for Rise of the Resistance, huh?
We're just gonna see how it goes. You said we have to go and try it, so we're trying it.
Well, I mean, yeah, we do.
We do. Like we do. We need to go try it. So, and we're both off Tuesdays, so let's just go do it.
That's true.
We're not technically off, but
I mean, here's what I'll say. Right? Here's what I'll say about Disney Genie to start with. Before having even tried it, of course, I do not like the idea of having to pay for fast passes. I think it's the most ridiculous thing. I will also say that I think it's crazy that they're not going to offer some type of incentive for top tier pass holders like Universal does. You know, I think
after like a certain time,
I think most everybody agrees with this fact that what made Disney for so long was that Disney went against the grain of every other theme park and amusement park in the country. Disney went against the grain of every other cruise line in the world. And now all of a sudden they're saying we can make more money, so we're going to just do what everybody else is doing to make more money. That might not be totally accurate, but it's definitely a feeling that I think everybody's feeling.
You're getting a little aggressive.
But, well, listen, I mean, it's a big change. Taylor's family's DVC members, they've been coming ever since 1971, and they have 100% said, we might stop coming every year.
Give me a break. They're going to keep coming. They say that every year.
There's a lot that's changing. I don't like the fact that we've got to pay for for the fast passes, but to be honest with you, Taylor and I will probably almost never pay for those because being that we live so close,
we can just come and go as we please.
If it's a long wait, we'll come back and do it a different day.
I've seen so many mixed reviews, and I don't think we'll have a good opinion of it from anybody until Disney Genie's actually released.
Yeah, for
sure. Because I've actually seen so many people that are like, oh, I only have to pay that much if I get to skip the line and walk right to the front because very few people are probably actually going to pay for this. I'm going to do it because I don't care if that's how I'm spending my money. If I get to do every attraction in Magic Kingdom, I'm going to do it. So.
Are casinos next for Disney Cruise Line? No.
I don't know if you know this, but Disney, along with other people, basically pays money so that casinos cannot be built.
They do a lot of lobbying in Orlando.
Yeah. So there's no casinos in Orlando because of Disney and some other, organizations in the area. So if you want to go to a casino, you got to go to like Tampa or somewhere else because they're not allowed to be built within so many miles.
Well, they said on the cruise line. Yeah.
But if they do that for Walt Disney World, why
Right.
in the world would they put it on the cruise line? They're not going to.
Right. Well, it's a family atmosphere.
Yes.
So.
Casino is
Which-
not very. It's not family friendly. You have to be a certain
doesn't-
age to go
yeah.
gamble. So.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, and here's the thing: will Disney Genie overall make a better guest experience in the long run? Absolutely, 100%.
You think so?
I absolutely think so. It is going to stink to have to stand in line and wait, but if you have the money and you're willing to pay the money to get Lightning Lane and
Yeah.
pay the additional cost for the other rides or whatever, then yeah, it's going to make the experience much, much better for, you if you're able to do that.
Yeah.
And I think, at the same point, who knows? Wait times, they might not be that bad. But again, I've been saying this for a long time. There's still nobody here, right? So just the other day, I
Well,
think.
it felt
over the-
pretty busy.
No.
the
Hold on.
last 2
Yes,
days.
it was busy. But listen, we have to remember this. It was busy.
It was Columbus Day Monday.
It was Columbus Day. Remember, there are still not a lot of people in the United States from outside of the country,
Yeah.
right?
We did just talk about that.
The administration is talking about opening the borders for Canada and Mexico starting next month.
Yeah.
That includes also the UK and a lot of European countries. If you think it's busy right now, oh boy, just wait till everybody starts showing up.
I know. You
Then
said
it's gonna
that
be
the
really
other
busy.
day.
So I think Disney Genie's it's going to be something that's going to be great if you're vacationing. It's an additional cost that you're going to have to factor into your vacation. But for locals like us, yeah, I mean, we probably won't make it. And I think Disney knows that. I think Disney knows that most annual pass holders are probably not going to pay that much, and I don't think that they care because it doesn't really affect them. So, I mean, yeah, I'm upset, but it's for a better guest experience, I think, for everybody who's going to be vacationing. So
Yeah. Yeah. We'll find out more about Disney Genie next week.
right? What's
So
today?
that's
13th?
really all we know.
7 days. Next Tuesday.
We could sit here and we could read you the whole thing about Disney Genie, but I figure you could probably get
I don't
online
think we need to do that.
and be able to read it on your own. But yeah, I just want to mention that if you are planning a vacation, be sure to head over to goldgalgetaways.com, or you can email info@goldgalgetaways.com and get a quote for your next vacation. This is not just for Disney, but we do plan a lot of Disney vacations. We also do Universal, cruises, all-inclusive resorts, Adventures by Disney even, or just a tour from wherever you want to go tour or wherever you want to go travel to. So
Way to throw that up on the screen back there.
I already had that ready.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I was prepped and ready to go. But yes, Gold Gal Getaways is an authorized Disney vacation planner. So that means that we were given this, I don't even know how they word it. We were given this distinction because of our knowledge, our travel agency's knowledge of Disney. So Josh is smiling over there, but it's true. We have so many agents that are like really Disney knowledgeable. So definitely if you're looking to book a Disney vacation or literally any other vacation around the world, contact us at goldgalgetaways.com. There is a link in the description. I always have it in there. It either takes you to the website or to the form that you can fill out. So.
Whether you have big kids, small kids, or no
no
kids
kids
at
at
all.
all.
We've got an agent who can help you plan your next destination vacation. Head on over to www.goldgalgetaways.com.
Good job. That was supposed to be the intro of the podcast, and you forgot.
Why would that be the intro of the podcast?
That's always towards the beginning. We talk about
Oh, well,
how we
I
used
mean,
to do our
listen,
podcast.
We haven't done this in for like ever.
I know.
I mean, I've been doing the Gold Gal Getaways podcast, but it's not the same.
Yeah, if you don't know, Josh and Matt, who was sending Josh messages earlier, causing him to laugh while I was talking,
Well, the chat does too. I mean,
they do the podcast. They do the Gold Gal Getaways travel podcast every single week. Occasionally, there's a missed week, which would be our fault because we're like traveling or
Yes.
something of
Yes,
the sort.
usually.
But they normally do it live, and then yeah, you can join the chat. We share it on our WDW couple YouTube channel, and then it's also on the Gold Gal Getaways YouTube channel. So, yes, you can enjoy a travel podcast. They talk Mostly Disney, but they talk pretty much everything else
Yeah,
travel too.
we talk about pretty much anything.
Yeah.
I mean, mostly Disney, but we try to branch
Yeah.
out and talk about some other things. So
Yeah, we get they get different agents on every week that have experience, whether it's food allergies
Sometimes.
or all-inclusive
sometimes
resorts.
we haven't had
or-
agents on for a little while, just because I think
People
some of
are
them
busy.
I think some of them are a little camera shy.
They might be. You calling them out?
I'm calling them out, camera shy. So, but yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Wait, no. We
I'm
also
sorry.
got to just briefly mention
Oh.
why we've been traveling. We told you that we do
Right.
wedding photography,
bad.
videography, senior photos, family photos, proposals, engagements, literally everything that is through JTR Media. That is our company. We are a full photography and videography company.
I was gonna say full
this
service
isn't
travel
just
planning agency.
this isn't just something that we do for fun. This is literally
Right.
our jobs and our business. This is what we do. So before we were doing this podcast, Josh was editing video and I was editing photos. Yeah, but we have our website. We have quote forms on here if you're interested in booking just a regular photo session when you're coming down to visit or you're on vacation or even if you live here. We have done a few people that live here and that's been awesome having some local clients. But we've also had some repeat clients that have come down on multiple Disney vacations and they book us to continue to document their family's little trips, which is really exciting. We also do videos for that sort of thing too. We don't just do wedding video.
Yeah, we haven't had one in a while.
We have not had a video in a little while, but when we have, it's been pretty awesome. We've done some maternity stuff. We've done just some little couple stuff for anniversaries, and yeah, it's really fun. But we also, the weddings have been like my favorite thing recently. I love weddings. I love going to weddings as a guest. So yeah, now that we live in Florida, it's kind of hard to travel back for people's weddings. At least it was. But now we're traveling basically for work for weddings. And it's like actually even better because sometimes I feel I'm a pretty outgoing person, but I'm like sometimes
I'm not.
shy person, like at weddings, I guess. But this I like.
I'm sorry. That's totally
stop.
false.
Whatever.
Y'all should hear some of the stories that Taylor has.
But I love doing wedding photography and videography now because, like, not only are we creating these videos and editing photos to just, like, make them look even more beautiful than they already are, but, like, we are spending the day with these people and getting to know them and getting to know their family a little bit and like just seeing the magic and happiness of their day like unfold in front of us, and we're literally part of the whole entire thing, like from start to finish, and like from them getting ready and until they're married and leaving with a sparkler exit. Like it's just It's so much fun. Like, I literally love it. I love weddings more now doing this than I did going as a guest. Like, this, we were meant to do this. I love it. I love it. But, yeah, you can also submit a quote for the wedding photography or videography.
Or both.
And we, huh?
I said or both.
Or both. We actually.
You did either or.
Oh, sorry.
So.
Well, both is easier. Because then we can work together instead of working with someone else. So we just know each other so well. We know what we're thinking. But yeah, we do weddings here in Orlando, in Disney, and worldwide. Wherever you're getting married, we will be there.
We also do just regular family sessions too. That's what somebody just asked. Samantha just
Oh,
asked.
yeah.
Sure. Yep. We can do family pictures and regular portraits, everything.
We have got a whole photography section. There is a link in the description of all of our videos for JTR Media. But yeah, it's so much fun. Josh like keeps giving me these looks and like I don't know how to respond because like sometimes I feel like he's like, you're being weird. But then like other times he's like making fun of me.
You're just easy to make fun of sometimes.
Yeah, I know. And it's annoying. I can't help that I'm like this. But anyway.
Yeah. So I think that's good for getting back into it. I think that's a good place to wrap up.
Yeah, I'm glad we got to talk a little bit about Harmonious and Enchantment and Ratatouille.
Right.
But yeah, Harmonious, definitely the highlight so far of the 50th anniversary celebration. And I am so glad Harmonious is here to stay, and it's not just for the 18 months.
Yeah, and like we were talking earlier, we're going to try and get some more videos out for you guys to watch. I'm hoping to get California wrapped up potentially today or tomorrow.
Yeah, we have California videos. We have some Boston videos.
We've got
Baltimore.
The Baltimore situation.
We didn't do one when we went to Pittsburgh because
I think what we should really do is, so what we'll probably start doing too is the podcast is going to probably also evolve and talk about some of these other things that we've been doing, right? So we'll probably have a podcast where we just talk about California and a little bit about
I would like to do that because I enjoyed it so much.
And how we planned it and the whole aspect of it, and it was really cool. And we'll do that, same thing with Baltimore and Boston. And then, of course, like I said, this will always probably be something that contains Disney, right? But we'll, again, it's kind of like an outlet for us just to kind of just talk about whatever instead of trying to do it into a vlog.
It's just really funny because Josh said that this will always contain Disney. Like, for some reason, it would go away. Like, I always think to myself, like, why am I so obsessed with Disney? I don't need Disney. And then we, like, leave, and I'm, like, putting my Mickey earrings in, and I'm like, you're literally obsessed with Disney. Disney's, like, a part of us, so Disney's literally never going away. Unless Disney did something personally to hurt us,
right.
which will not happen. So Disney's always going to be around, but we like doing other things other than Disney, and it's just so easy now that we live here. We can literally go to Disney whenever we feel like, whatever we have time, and then we can travel and go other places. So I kind of like that for us. So being able to go explore other things, and hopefully you like exploring other things with us when we do eventually get to post about it. So make sure you're following us on our Instagram, the WDW couple. JTR Media is on there as well, and Gold Gal Getaways. We pretty much post what we're doing and where we're traveling and what's going on there all the time. So if you're not seeing a YouTube video come through for a little while, head over to Insta, and you can probably see what we've been up to.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you everybody for hanging out with us and chit-chatting while we are here in the studio-esque. People were asking earlier if we were in two different rooms. We're in the same room.
We're sitting right across from each other. It's just the setup.
But we had, I know some people joined late. Just go back and watch the beginning of this. It was a
disaster.
It was a disaster. So, but thank you guys. Will this be a same day each week type of thing? Probably not.
It's gonna happen when it happens.
That is probably the best way to put it, is that it will happen when it happens. Could be
anywhere from Sunday to Saturday,
from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 at night. Who knows?
Yeah.
So but
just stay tuned. This is how we are. This is how we are.
We'll try to update you either on the community page on YouTube or on Instagram
or Facebook.
Mostly Instagram, because it'll carry over to Facebook. So I guess in the group, so whatever.
I post we have a Facebook group. Check it out.
Cool. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us and watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.
And that's the week.